Now, various sectors of society have welcomed the government's decision to lift the curfew. Churches and many other places of worship are known to hold what they call crossover services going into the new year. Last year, due to the deadly Delta variant coupled with the harsh lockdown across the country, they were unable to do so. So let's get a reaction then to this curfew now being lifted. And we are joined by the founder of Gospel Fire Ministries International Church, Prophet Ananias Ralikholela. Thank you so much for your time, Prophet, this evening. Let's start off with your initial response and your initial reaction when you heard about this curfew being lifted.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I would like to say we are so glad, so happy, so encouraged as the church community. We were looking forward since we have missed last year's one of the most important time of us as Christians. So we did not know what to do, because this time of the year, for us as church people, as Christians, it's a time when we come together. And the main reason to come together is where we pray and release the power of prayer to our country, our people, our community, and our society. That's where we bring people together so that our people will have a faith and great expectation for the following year. We want to say, when we heard this great news from the president, we are so happy, so glad, and as a church people, we are excited that we have been given the opportunity of doing this crossover day. As I'm talking right now, we are in a place and we are so glad, multitudes of people, of Christians, we are celebrating God. We thank so much for the decision that you lifted up the curfew, and which was one of the problem that when we say crossover, we love to connect it with the 12 o'clock thing. That's when we pray. That's when many people, their faith are stirred up for the following year. So as I'm talking right now, as a leader in the church, I want to say this has been a great, and not only to me, the response that we receive from our people, our pastors, our ministers, it was just amazing to have this moment of celebrating. And we want to say that as the church people, that this day is very important, and we are so much optimistic about 2022, because we have a time to pray to our God, that we cross from all this that we have seen, and we know that we are still having problem in cases of the COVID, but we thank this opportunity of celebrating what has been happening, and that God has spared our country, and we are looking forward as the community of Christians that we want to pray this year. Not only pray, but this is the good day for us to celebrate and to thank God, and also to come with great expectation that things will be better and be better and be better, and the faith of the people will be lifted up for 2022.
Now, Prophet, you mentioned that there will be a multitude of people that would possibly flock into many churches this evening ahead of those crossover services. Protocols for COVID-19. Talk us through that. Do those still remain, and what is the plan, really, especially if there's a very large crowd? We now know that about 1,000 people are allowed together indoors.
Yes, you've got to understand that since we also receive the message at 11th hour for the preparation. So when we say multitude of people, we also saying it because we did not prepare such a big meetings for the people. We were preparing a few number of people, a great number of people, but also on the medias that we have, on the platform that we have been using all through COVID time. So I think the people who are coming to the church, we have set everything in place in terms of how we have been responding to the regulations in the COVID. I think our people are very disciplined in the church. They just follow what we tell them to do. As we are talking in many churches, we have such a wonderful people, and people who are so much listening to the leaders. I believe that we in all over the churches, I'm speaking to for my church and other churches that I know, that we are not going to have a problem of anything in terms of breaking laws, because it has been something that we have been practicing over 2 years. And even today, we did not anticipate such a great thing that has happened today. So the people coming, we have everything in place to make sure that the regulations are observed, as we have been doing throughout the COVID.
Now, Prophet, just briefly for us then, what is your message to those that will be going into 2022, but those that are currently on the roads as well?
My message to each and every one who's crossing, I say there's hope for 2022. If we can hold our hands together and understand that the COVID, it's not yet over, but there are signs that our faith, if it's lifted up and we join hands together as people, and we also hold hands together with the government as we have been doing, and fight the pandemic and carry on with prayer, and to those who are remaining in their houses, who could not move to churches and everywhere, the message is 2022 is a better year for us. 2022, there's hope. I see the rainbow. I see God opening some ways for us. We are coming in as a church, praying for this sick disease, praying for the pandemic, and also the people, and also praying for the economy of this country, praying that bit by bit we want to see things coming back. And I say, as a pastor and a man of God, that by faith that I have in God and the revelation that I've got, 2022 is a year of restoration. God is going to restore. We are going to see a lot of restoration of things that has been destroyed by pandemic and other things, illness that are in our society.
Prophet Ananias Ralikholela, thank you so much for your time, and all the best with your crossover services this evening, the founder of Gospel Fire Ministries International Church.